파악해줘?
할 줄 알아요? 할 줄 알아요? 세 번만 딱 세 번만. 이제 없어 이제. 할 일도 없어 이제.
Okay.
And my words will be where?
They will be. Are these your glasses? Hi. Yeah, they're green.
Just the lighting for the thing.
So
Spotlights of
your part in here, I will have it at this part, but
Okay,
basically
because I'm-
these are your words.
Okay, here
So
it
I will say this,
is. Yeah. And then I'll send down
and
the
then
middle.
you got that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I won't remember
Okay.
that, but we'll read it. I'll try to. But a page will be open.
Page will be open. I'll leave it for it.
저기 오세요. 저기 오세요.
Yeah, I know. Good. Yeah, it's true. I think this is
아니 그 내년도 이도 들어갈 것 같은데. 라이트 여기다.
Processional will be about like 240.
So you just watch the video.
Good afternoon, everybody. All right, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome. We're going to formally welcome our graduates soon, and we'll formally open soon. However, right now, I'm just welcoming you to the space, and I want to point out a few things that are happening. So over to the right side, there's some jars where notes can be dropped in for the different graduates. Feel free to write a note and drop it in there in the next, over the next 20 minutes or so. During this time, soon our orchestra will be playing some music for us. So there'll be some background music for you to enjoy while you write notes for graduates. Feel free to mill about during this time. This is a soft start where we are warming up to the big event happening soon. At approximately 2:30, after the orchestra, we will play the class video. So that's the Class of 2025 video. And at the end of the video, the processional will start and we'll formally kick off the ceremonies. So thank you very much. I'm glad you're here. It's going to be a fantastic ceremony. Welcome. All right, guests, as promised, we will now play the Class of 2025 video, ahead, of course, of the processional, so enjoy. All right, I'm sure you enjoyed that video with all those wonderful images. Who doesn't love baby pictures? It is a lovely way to open our joyous ceremony today, and it is a long-standing ISB tradition. So at this time, I would like all of you to stand for the official opening of the ceremony and the entrance of both teachers and graduates to the hall. Please remain standing for the processional and until the end of the Korean national anthem. Please be seated. Welcome parents, students, faculty, members of the board of the International School of Busan, other family members, honored guests, and especially you, the graduates, to the International School of Busan's 2025 graduation ceremony. My name is Gilles Buck, and I am the secondary school principal, and it is my pleasure to be your master of ceremonies this afternoon. Thank you for attending our graduation ceremony. High school graduation is a significant rite of passage in a young person's life. Graduating from the International School of Busan is a special honor, and we are privileged to be witness to such an important event and to celebrate this accomplishment with the class of 2025. To our graduates, may today, your graduation day, be a special memory for each of you and serve as a launching pad to adulthood, a meaningful life, and a bright future. With that, I would now like to invite Mr. McGlosky, our head of school, to make his opening remarks.
Thanks.
A very warm welcome to everyone. Students, staff, teachers, parents, special guests, graduates, and those around the world joining us on the live stream. Welcome to the 2025 ISB graduation ceremony. Class of 2025, the moment has arrived. Today, you sit proudly before your teachers, friends, and family. Today, you graduate from our school. Today, you step into the world ready for what comes next. But before we begin, I'd like you to do one thing for me. Pause, take a deep breath, look around, and savor this moment. Look at the people in your life who are here with you. Take a mental photograph. This is one of those moments that you will remember forever. You only graduate from high school once. Remember it today and enjoy it. Sitting in front of you are 20 young people who will graduate from our school today. Let me tell you a few things about them. They represent 8 nationalities. Between them, they speak 7 languages fluently. They were born in 8 different countries across 3 continents. They've been accepted to 45 different colleges and universities around the world, and they will soon be heading to Canada, Japan, Spain, South Korea, the Netherlands, the United Kingdom, and the United States. And some of them have been here at ISB for a very long time. Emma. Where are you, Emma? Emma has been here since she was 3 years old. That's 15 years at ISB. Christina and Antonio, you've been here since you were 5 years old. That's 13 years at our school. Selena, where's Selena? Selena, you spent your early years here and your secondary schooling here. You've been here for a decade. Han, you've been here since you were 9 years old. That's 9 years. David, you've been here since you were 10. That's 8 years. And Kaya, you've been here since you were 11 years old. That's 7 years as part of our school community. Between these students, the average time they spent learning at ISB is 6 years, and they spent 123 years in total at ISB. Your high school experience was shaped by a global pandemic. You spent almost 150 days learning from home. For 530 school days, your faces were covered with face masks. And yet through it all, you adapted, you stayed connected, and you supported each other. You're a class shaped by change. A class raised in a world of headlines, hashtags, and high-speed everything. You've lived through disruption, uncertainty, and acceleration. And at the center of that, I hope that you've learned something important. What you choose to pay attention to will shape who you become. What you choose to pay attention to will shape who you become. Back in the late 1960s, the economist and political scientist Herbert Simon warned that a wealth of information creates a poverty of attention. He recognized that the true cost of having more content, more data, and more choice is that our attention, our most human and finite resource, becomes more limited. And now, more than 50 years later, that insight feels more urgent than ever. The supply of information keeps growing. In fact, digital data doubles roughly every 2 years. But the demand, your ability to give meaningful attention, remains limited by time, energy, and life itself. Today, we no longer live in an information economy. We live in an attention economy. Digital platforms know this. That's why the business models behind your favorite apps and social feeds are built to capture, hold, and monetize your attention. Every scroll, every tap, every second. Big tech companies don't just want your clicks, they want your focus, your time, your emotions, and your habits. They want your curiosity, your outrage, and your distraction. And in most cases, they take all of that without asking. In this new economy, if you're not paying for the service, it often means you are the service, or at least your attention is. But you are not powerless. You are not passengers. You are authors. You are innovators. You are designers, activists, creators, and leaders. So here's a question for you. Will you let the algorithms of tech multinationals guide your path, or will you be the architects of your own futures? At ISB, we believe in your agency. We believe in a future where technology serves intention, not impulse, so that you can make well-informed, balanced, rational decisions based on evidence and credible research, where your time online is meaningful, where your data is respected. We believe in a digital world that is more conscious, more fair, and more human. And we believe that you are ready to shape it. As you leave ISB, I hope that we've given you more than just academic knowledge. I hope we've helped you to become more caring in a world that needs more empathy, principled in a world that needs more honesty, open-minded in a world that needs more understanding, knowledgeable in a world that needs more truth, and active global citizens in a world that urgently needs your leadership. We want you to be digitally literate, lifelong learners. But more than that, we want you to be people who use your attention with purpose, people who create solutions, uplift others, and build a more sustainable future. The world that you're stepping into is complex, but you are ready. Before I finish, I'd like to share just one more thing. Today is not just about you. It's about your families, the people who stood by you, believed in you, encouraged you, and loved you. After today's ceremony, be sure to thank them. Give them a hug. Let them know that their contributions mattered. And please don't forget us here at ISB. We're proud of you, and we hope you stay in touch. Class of 2025, go out there. Be intentional with your attention. Be kind. Be thoughtful. Be a force for good. And wherever you go, make it better because you were there. Congratulations, and all the very best for your futures.
Thank you, Mr. Michalowski. At this time, I'm going to call up someone who's been rather important to you for the last 2 years, someone who's sometimes helped you get there. And so that person, of course, is your DP coordinator, Mr. Nico Geisbers. I welcome you to the stage.
All right. Good afternoon, families, staff, guests, and of course, our graduates. The class of 2025 was actually the first grade 6 class that I ever had to directly deal with in my entire career. You may not remember, but I went with you on your grade 6 camp with Mr. Rowland. We went to the beach. There's really only 3 things that I remember well about your middle school years. First, you guys remember Bryce? Yeah? So the first is Bryce somehow constantly finding geckos in the school gardens and constantly feeling that he needed to bring them into the school. The second one is a period of time where Kaya and I seemed to develop an unspoken understanding that based on the look in her eyes, she wasn't ready for any of my jokes that day. Finally is the start of a long-standing tradition. Every time that Selena walked past me, regardless of whether she was speaking or completely silent, I told her that I had heard enough out of her. It was a phrase that moved from confusion at first to appreciation to a term of endearment. The class of 2025 was also the first group that I had to lead through the DP from start to finish, as this is my second year as DP coordinator. I've seen your highs, I've seen your lows, I've seen your ecstatic smiles, and I have seen your tears. I've seen your stubbornness, and I've seen your growth. You are certainly not the same people that you were in grade 6. You are certainly not the same people that you were when you entered in grade 11. You still may have to be forced to volunteer your thoughts in class, but many of you are also now ones who will sit down and have a relaxed, funny, thoughtful conversation with your teachers. You've grown so much, and you have so much to offer the communities that you will become part of. Recently, I've been doing CAS exit interviews, and one of the recurring comments during the CAS exit interviews this year is that there were 2 things that people were most proud of. First were the service initiatives that you took on. Second were the times that you pushed yourself outside of your comfort zone to try something new. What incredible takeaways for a group of high school students. If I can impart one thing upon you, it's to keep doing those things. Serve others because it helps you build empathy. And the ability to empathize is an incredibly valuable life and leadership skill. Also, keep getting out of your comfort zone. It's absolutely the fast track to personal growth. It's been a challenging 2 years. You should all be proud of yourselves in this moment. Soak it in. Thank you for all the positive things that you brought to our school community, and we wish you all the best in the adventures of life that are yet to come. Congratulations, class of 2025.
Thank you, Mr. Geisvers. Each year, the grade 12 class votes to select a student to speak on their behalf during the commencement address. This year's class of 2025 commencement address will be given by Christina O. Christina, you're cordially invited to the podium.
Good afternoon, faculty, families, and fellow graduates. The last time I gave a speech on this stage was back in elementary school for our 5th grade graduation. At the time, even just switching buildings from the elementary side to the secondary campus felt huge. We marked the moment with a badly sung choir performance of This Is Me from The Greatest Showman, a performance we all hope never resurfaces from our parents' camera rolls. We were so nervous to be sharing the same hallways as the big, scary high schoolers who seemed like they had it all figured out. But soon enough, we became those same big, scary high schoolers, and here we are, graduating once more. If you asked any of our teachers to describe the class of 2025, one word would probably come up pretty quickly: quiet. At ISB, our school assemblies start with each grade being called upon for attendance. This is usually met with cheers or a collective shout, some louder than others. But when it came to us, you would have thought that we had all collectively decided to skip school that day. No one planned this awkward silence. It wasn't some coordinated inside joke, it just happened. And then it kept happening. It soon became an unspoken tradition, and the silence was how you knew we were there. But our quiet wasn't just reserved for assemblies. We were the non-hand raisers, the whisperers, and our side-eye glances at class discussions probably drove more than a few teachers just a little bit crazy. Guiding a cohort seemingly allergic to participation is no easy feat, and we're deeply grateful to them for learning to decipher and translate our mumbles. Although we've been the class that does a lot more listening than speaking, that doesn't mean we were absent. The conversations we didn't always have during class were always made up for after the bell rang. You'd often find us in Mr. Aaron's classroom, our English teacher, hanging up portraits we had drawn of him and his adorable cats, slipping in a question or two about our assignments, pretending we weren't just procrastinating. And during those long double economics blocks, we somehow turned short breaks into NBA highlight reels, usually with the boys convincing Mr. Ashraf to pull up stats from whatever game had just happened. When it came to showing up for each other, we did that too, taking turns to decide who would be brave enough to send that dreaded extension email to our teachers, which was always signed never with your own name, but on behalf of the class. In the 3 a.m. texts asking, who else is still up studying, seeking solidarity more than answers. And in those rare, passionate bursts we had as a class, where we rallied for our PE days in the gym like everything depended on it. Although updating our graduation countdown every day on the DP Lounge whiteboard had started to feel like crossing off tally marks in a jail cell, each one bringing us a little closer to freedom, I'm now surprised to say I'm sorry the day is finally here. Not because we didn't want it to come, we definitely did, especially during those last few weeks of IB exams, running on 0 sleep, sorry Mr. G, and sheer willpower, but because now that it's here, it feels more complicated than we imagined. As we're now starting to bear the full responsibilities our parents, teachers, and coaches had been helping us carry all along, we realize we're not just leaving last-minute cast reflections and painful early 8 a.m. mornings behind, but a community that we've grown with and from. So much of who we are is made up of each other. The way you like your ramen because of how a friend made it for you once. The pen brand that you've stayed loyal to all of high school because a classmate recommended it. The movies that you watch again and again because your mom loved them first. Like how I learned the perfect sauce to cheese ratio for Prudak ramen from Selena back in 10th grade. Like how Kaya waves enthusiastically to everyone she meets because Jane always gives the warmest hellos. How Anthony has influenced Tommy to want to take up jujitsu, which will hopefully be included in his summer plans. how Selena fell in love with soccer and helped bring home a championship because she was inspired by Yuri's passion for it. And how Emma has somehow convinced half her chemistry class that it's all just logic, guys, and is now a motto that is repeated before every test Mr. Green hands out. And how we've all started subconsciously bouncing our legs in unison out of stress in the exam hall. I'm sure all of us have our own version of that, something small but lasting that you've picked up from someone sitting in this room. When we stood on the stage back in our elementary graduation, nervously singing off-key, we didn't have those parts of each other yet. Now we stand here graduating once more again, a little more confident in using our voices and carrying with us all the ways we've shaped another to the new places we will go. We may not have been the loudest class, but in our own way, we've made memories, we've left our mark, and grown into the kind of people our fifth grade selves would have looked up to. So congratulations, class of 2025. Thank you.
Thank you, Christina. On April 18th, during our final grade 12 assembly, we honored many of our graduates with their subject awards. Today, we're able to honor 4 more members, and actually 6, and you'll find out why in a second, of the class of 2025 with awards of special significance. The Valedictorian is an award given to the student who is judged to have the second most outstanding academic record in grades 11 and 12. These students maintained an impressive average of 6.34 over the 2 years of diploma. And I said, these students. So the Valedictorians for 2025 are Antonio Jose Navarrete and Daniel Curto. Come up to the stage. The Valedictorian Award is given to the most outstanding academic student in grades 11 and 12. Over the course of the 2 years of diploma, these students maintained an average grade of 6.42. It is my pleasure to announce that the valedictorians for 2025 are Emma Pippernet Park and Yin Song. And I welcome the valedictorians to the stage for their speech.
Excuse me. Good afternoon, teachers, faculty members, families, and of course, my fellow graduates.
It's such an honor to be standing here today representing the class of 2025 on this very special occasion.
We'd like to begin by thanking everyone here today, especially our amazing teachers and parents who have supported us throughout our academic journey. While it's the students who do the studying, we know that our teachers and parents were right there with us, encouraging us, worrying with us, and celebrating every step along the way. Your support and care have meant the world to us, and we sincerely thank you for being such an important part of our journey.
Right after last year's graduation, we started our own countdown for today, and now that we're here, it's a bittersweet moment. Although this is the day we have been waiting for, it is surreal to be standing on the stage and leaving this class.
Naturally, we've been thinking about what this day means. First and foremost, it means we survived the DP program at ISB. Yay! It also means that we spent 2 years making great memories with our friends and teachers both inside and outside the classroom. And perhaps most importantly, we've gained so much knowledge, not just academic, but about ourselves, ready to carry forward in our different directions. I still remember how nervous we all were when we first started the diploma program. 2 years ago, we were just beginning to face things like summatives, mock exam, EE, IA, and CAS. It's been a long and winding road. It really was not easy. But looking back between all those challenges and deadlines, we created something meaningful and something sweet. Our class was famously known as the quiet class. Every time a teacher asked us to start a discussion, there it was, silence, big, bold, awkward silence. And then our brave hero, usually Antonio, would raise his voice and say something to break it. A wave of invisible gratitude would ripple through the room as we all silently thanked him for saving us. Those moments of spiritual connection through mutual eye contact avoidance will never be forgotten. Of course, being quiet is just one tiny part of our story. One of the biggest shared memories was our trip to Malaysia, our first time going abroad together as a class. We were buzzing with excitement, and that week gave us so much, from snorkeling to traditional batik painting. And yes, let's not forget the hundreds of mosquito bites we earned in the name of adventure. The red bumps may have faded, but the memories never will. One of our favorite moments from the trip was the campfire. We sat together under the stars, listening to Charlie's stories with the sound of waves in the background, and it felt peaceful. Now here we are on the edge of something new.
When writing the speech, I was searching up what was the textbook format for it. Websites always said to give some life-altering advice, which I had realized I do not have. So I guess my advice is going to be that it's okay to not know things. We have been told that from now on we are going into the real world and have become adults, but this is still very far from the truth. Although there may be aspects that categorize us as adults, we still don't know things, and that is all right. It is okay to not know things at this stage in life, to not know what you're doing tomorrow or in a year or ever. It's okay to still change your mind about what your plans are for the future or questioning any choices you make along the way. Just because we have graduated high school does not mean we are done growing or solidified into a track into our future. Now is the time that we have to make mistakes and make choices we may regret. Although it is important to realize it is okay for us to continue to make mistakes, as cliche as it sounds, and all our teachers continue to say this to us, just make sure you learn from these mistakes and learn to grow as a result of them. Quoting a poem, you can regret ever trying and be glad you tried.
Speaking of not knowing, I still haven't figured out what to eat for dinner tonight as a celebration. But as Emma reminded us, it's okay to not know everything. Often, not knowing can feel scary, and the fear of uncertainty might even make us doubt our own abilities. But if there's one thing we can be sure of, and that can help us face those fears, it's this. The one person who will be with you through every moment of your life is you. So be kind to yourself, be your own cheerleader, be your bestie, motivate yourself, forgive yourself, and love yourself.
We wanted to end up with a quote from the book and film, The Perks of Being a Wallflower. It goes as follows. I know these will all be stories some days, and our picture will become old photographs. We'll all become somebody's mom or dad, but right now, these moments are not stories, this is happening. What I want to take away from this quote is that make sure you cherish your moments and hold on to all your experiences. We only graduate high school once, and that is now. Continue to live in the moment as nostalgia will continue to follow you. So let's make this moment one of the best of our lives. Congratulations, class of 2025.
2025.
All right, thank you, Emma and Yin. So each year, the ISB Global Citizen Award and the ISB Student Leadership Award are presented at this ceremony. It is now my pleasure to ask Divya Jesidas, who is our Global Citizenship Coordinator, to the stage to announce the winner of these prizes for 2025.
Each year, ISB presents 2 awards to deserving grade 12 students who have shown outstanding contributions to the school and school community in the areas of global citizenship and leadership. The ISB Global Citizenship Award. Our school's guiding statements say that we are committed to understanding the multiple perspectives of local and global events and issues. We take learning into the real world, engage in meaningful service learning, and challenge ignorance, tolerance, and injustice. Therefore, the ISB Global Citizenship Award is presented to a student who embraces the qualities of a global-minded citizen. This student is a proud representative of their own country while being respectful of the diversity of others. They demonstrate open-mindedness, are concerned for others in encouraging a sense of community, and are committed to engagement and action to make the world a better place. The recipient of the 2025 ISB Global Citizenship Award is Ye-In Song. The ISB Student Leadership Award. We can all agree that the ability to bring people together for a common good and help teams align their collective direction is a valuable trait. Leaders articulate a clear vision, establish achievable goals, and provide team members with the knowledge and tools necessary to achieve those goals. An effective leader is self-confident, has strong communication and management skills, is creative and innovative in their thinking, perseverant, willing to take risks, and open to change. ISB's Student Leadership Award is presented to a student who exemplifies these leadership traits. This student leads in the classroom, in clubs, extracurricular activities, and on sports teams. This student is recognized by faculty and peers to be a leader who helps others and brings people together to improve the school. The recipient of the 2025 ISB Student Leadership Award is Victoria Arabadzeva.
Thank you, Ms. Jessidas. All right. Each year, a member of the teaching staff is selected to speak at the graduation ceremony by the graduating class. This beloved teacher, selected this year, knows this graduating group very well. He worked diligently with the group as a teacher of the diploma corps and as their English language and literature teacher. He's known for his humor, high expectations, and deep subject knowledge. I would like to invite Aaron Weiger to the stage to give his address to the class of 2025.
Thank you so much. Wow. It's an honor to have been selected to address the class of 2025, although I think they are probably doing this as payback because as someone who taught almost all of them DP English, I had to put them through a very nerve-wracking oral assessment. But honestly, guys, I'm here to show you that there's nothing to be nervous about. It's just like speaking to you like I have been for the last 2 years in class, except this time we're on stage and we're like a little bit more dressed up. And yeah, I mean, like my colleagues are here, and your parents, I guess, and my boss, and the head of the board, and it's being recorded forever. Yeah, so like nothing to be, and so it's with a a lot of happiness that I... Oh, thanks, Zoe. Okay, right, we're back, okay. Like I was saying, it's an honor to be here. It's hard to believe it hasn't even been 2 years that we've known each other. You probably don't remember, but your grade 11 English class was actually the very first class I taught at ISB. I had heard you were a quiet group, but I still wasn't ready. I remember the first class sitting in awkward silence with almost all the boys on one side of the room and all the girls on the other. And then magically, almost 2 years later, in our last couple classes, well, I mean, like, it was still almost all the boys on one side and the girls on the other, but like you talked like a little bit more? Yeah. Anyway, you're here, you made it, and now you're punishing your English teacher by making him speak. I find it very difficult to do these kinds of things because I'm an English teacher. I'm just looking for my, oh, thank you. I need these things, my tools. Because as an English teacher, I teach you guys what conventional texts are like. What are the rules? What's the purpose? And as much as that helps in terms of analysis, it can also make you overthink things a lot. And while in thinking about graduation speeches and what I want to say to you today, I've been doing that exact same thing. This might be your first graduation, but as teachers, we've been going through graduations for years and we've heard all sorts of speeches. So how do I say something that's unique and meaningful? How do I pack everything I want to say to you into this short little speech without it becoming just super generic? Some of you, Emma, have told me how, oh, Mr. Johnson will come up here and rap. Well, trust me, you don't want to hear that, and it's not going to happen. What? There's no rap. Oh, you don't have to go, though. Oh, it's not a good start, but we'll just keep going. So, okay, graduation speech. Here we go. Okay. To start a graduation speech, the first part is to go over our shared memories. Like I said, I know most of you, best from our time in English class, but this isn't actually where most of our memories come from. For me, it's from random moments, like at lunch when Yuri and Kaya and sometimes the occasional guest star would come in and surprise me with hilarious and usually unflattering drawings of me and my cats, or the time that the varsity basketball team went to Mongolia and the boys thought it would be a hilarious idea to throw their coach in the snow. And then about 15 seconds later, they were all laying in the snow, phones out, Googling, what is old man strength? And I was dry as a bone. It's also the moments of happiness, hearing hilarious stories of friendship after a birthday weekend, or watching Edgar, Yuri, and the rest of the cross-country team dominating on their runs, or making weird ASMR-style podcasts with Yane and Yuri, coming back from Week Without Walls, and hearing all your fun stories about Charlie. Or hearing so many of you excitedly talking about university acceptances or what's coming next for you after ISB. It's also in the frustrating times where you'd come to class and it was clear it was just not the day. Maybe it would be Selena coming into our self-study literature class and describing what it was like to be going on 3 hours of sleep, and I'd make the mistake of saying, oh, wow, you sound really busy, before getting a, oh, you have no idea, and then getting a rundown of the next 4 weeks of assessments and life events that demanded attention. And it's even in the sad times, seeing the collective stress or moments of disappointment or heartbreak bubble up in tears, knowing that as adults we could tell you it was all going to be okay, but also knowing that it definitely didn't feel that way to you at the time. And of course, so many emotions that don't quite fit into those boxes, those weird combinations of happy, excited, scared, sad feelings, like this one right now, because you're graduating. And I'm not the only one who had these moments with you. You know, it's a shame that you only get to select one teacher to come up here and speak to you, because I know so many of your teachers have had tremendous impacts on shaping who you'd become. At one point, I actually had this funny idea of having Mr. Green come up here, dressed as Taeguk the bear. But then I started thinking, like, who would even want to see that? Like, a grown man dressed up as a child mascot? I mean, how embarrassing, and what kind of self-respecting adult would even agree to that? You'd have to be just, I don't know. But I think it's pretty clear that Mr. Green would have a lot better things to do than lower himself for a cheap laugh. Okay, What's next? Life advice. This part's very awkward for me because I hate giving advice. And part of why I hate giving advice is because I'm an English teacher and I tend to overthink language. But it's also because I think people often ask for advice when what they really want is the answer. What should I do? Tell me, but also keep it short and don't overcomplicate it. So, advice. Let's start with an easy one. You only live once, the YOLO. On the surface, this is good advice. You only live once, so you better get out there and seize life in every moment like it could be your last. You want to bungee jump? Do it. You've always had a crush on someone? Tell them before it's too late. You want to change careers later in life and go back to school? Yes. Want to spend all your money, every paycheck, on awesome dinners and vacations and have no money put aside for the future? Oh, wait a minute. Want to take the easy way out and give up on everything as soon as it gets hard and never end up living the life you imagined for yourself? It's not so easy now. So maybe YOLO is not the best advice. Maybe the real advice is something closer to, you only live once, so try to find a balance between finding joy in the moment, but also recognize the benefits of long-term planning and delayed gratification. Right? Short, compact, it'd be something along the lines of YOLOSTOFABBFJITMDARTBOLPADG. Right? Yeah. Catchy. What about the classic advice, hard work always pays off, or dream big and never settle? I mean, yes, sure, you should work hard. A lot of times working hard will set you up for more success than if you didn't. And yes, you should dream big. You should want great things for yourself and for the people you care about and for this world. But sometimes hard work doesn't pay off. Sometimes you're going to put so much time and effort into a relationship or an opportunity or a hope, and it just isn't going to work. Sometimes you'll be chasing perfection for so long that you'll miss out on something less than perfect, but something actually amazing. So where does that leave us? I guess it would be like work hard and dream big, but settle at the appropriate time. Oof. I could go on and on like this. Fake it till you make it. Great, be confident and know you belong, but maybe make sure that you do make it and don't be afraid to say you don't know what to do. Just keep swimming? Sure, but also maybe stop swimming sometimes and enjoy the view and don't be afraid to say, I'm actually happy here, thank you. And so now it's time for the big takeaway. So what does all this mean? If all of this advice can mean something positive and something negative, or if it can all be true but also misleading, then does it all just cancel everything out and lead to it meaning nothing? Well, I think it means a couple of different things. First, I think the thing to look at is why you're getting all of this advice in the first place. Right, wrong, vague, confusing, the fact that you're getting advice means people want you to be okay. The truth is, we don't always know the best thing to do, and we certainly don't know what the future is going to hold, but we want to try and give you the tools you need to navigate, to feel strong, supported, and safe. So we give advice, we teach lessons, we make choices, sometimes small things like saying hi to someone in the hallway when they look like they're having a bad day, or sending someone a funny video just to show them that you're thinking of them. Or bigger things, like giving up weekends to give extra help classes, or to coach sports, or to accompany you into the mosquito-infested mangroves of Malaysia. Did you hear that? See what I did there? It's alliteration. Or sometimes it's really, really big things, like your parents choosing to send you to ISB, or to move your whole family to Busan, or to let you leave them to pursue education at the best schools in the world, in the US, Canada, Australia, the UK, Canada, and even Canada. These things are done because your friends, your family, your teachers, we all just want the best for you. It's not always going to work, and we might not make the best choices. We might give advice that's vague or contradictory, and maybe all that wanting the best for you ends up in us putting too many rules or accidentally putting too much pressure on you. But I hope looking back on all the big choices that have been made for you and with you, and all the advice given to you, no matter how it felt in the moment, you choose to see it as people going out of their way to try and help you be the best that you can be. And this idea of choosing to challenge the simplicity of advice is my final point. It's up to you. A famous writer David Foster Wallace, said, "The real value of a real education has almost nothing to do with knowledge and everything to do with simple awareness." He said, "It's education that lets fish become aware and see the water that's all around them." And here you are, little fishies. A big chunk of the way through your education, you've been taught that there are facts in this world, lots of them, more than some people want to believe, but there's also lots and lots of beautiful, messy subjectivity. So you've also been taught how to think. And now as you head off to the next part of your journey, for many of you, really, really far away, and without the friends and family safety net nearly as close as it is now, you have the power to choose how you want to understand this world. You can choose to see it as a cold, mean place full of people who are all out to get you, you're the main character, and everybody else is just sidekicks or enemies looking to get in your way, or same set of facts, same objective reality, but you can choose to see the world as a place where everyone is deeply flawed. I mean, like, not me, but like hypothetically, everybody is deeply flawed, but just trying their best. In English class terms, it's the same plot, the same facts, but the theme of the story, what it all means, is open to your interpretation. So look around, soon-to-be graduates. You are an amazing group of funny, creative, caring, sensitive, and brilliant people. I'm really happy to know you, and please know that you will be missed here. Look at your classmates. Some of you have known each other for almost your whole life. Some of you have known each other your whole life. You know, there's twins on stage here. And look out at the audience. Some of them have definitely known you your whole life. Some of these people, like me, were complete strangers to you only a couple of years ago. I hope you can look at all the people who've helped you reach this point and thank them for trying their best to get you here and to get you ready for whatever comes next. But I also hope you can look at the people who have made you angry sometimes, who've hurt you, who've let you down, and forgive them and know that they too were just trying their best. I hope you continue to try your best for yourselves, for the people you care about, and for the random strangers you meet along the way. And you know what? In the spirit of trying our best, I think, yeah, I am going to rap. Andy, give me a beat. Wait, what? No, but like it's okay. I'm trying my best, and that's all that matters. That was like the message. No, but this is cool, right? Oh, hang on. You guys just don't get it. Like, where's Jola, Scott, Zoe? You guys are younger than me, and you're cool. This is cool, right? Tell them this is cool. I see. It's fine. It's fine. I have a backup just in case. Instead, I will leave you with another memorable quote then. This one is very near and dear to me. It's from a famous Canadian, William Lyon Mackenzie King. He was the, no, not doing that one. He was the Prime Minister of Canada during World War II, and he very famously addressed the troops before they went off to battle in Europe. It's a quote that all Canadians hold near and dear, and I just hope I can do it justice. Bye! Thank you. Congratulations.
I did say he was known for his humor, and surprise, yes, he is Canadian. All right, now for the moment we have all been waiting for, the official presentation of the class of 2025. I would like to invite Paul Edwards, chairperson of the ISB board, to the stage for the presentation of the class of 2025. Mr. Paul Edwards, as a secondary school principal and as a representative of the faculty of the International School of Busan, I'm honored to present you, as a representative of the Board of Governors, the graduating class of 2025. Each of these students have met the rigorous graduation requirements of this school and are entitled to receive an International School of Busan diploma dated the 24th of May, 2025.
Dear Mr. McCloskey, Mr. Buck, faculty, parents, students, and honored guests, it is my honor and pleasure on behalf of the International School of Busan Board of Governors to accept the class of 2025 and confer upon them their high school diplomas. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Edwards. Audience, please join me in congratulating the class of 2025. We will now proceed to the presentation of diplomas to the class of 2025. Mr. Geisbers, our diploma coordinator, will return to call roll. As the diploma coordinator, of course, he worked incredibly hard to help this class through, and it is only fitting that he should call roll for the awarding of the diplomas. So I would like to invite Mr. Geisbers back to the stage.
All right, we're ready to go. Our first graduate, Victoria Arabachieva.
Hi, everyone. I just want to say thank you so much to all of my peers, all of my friends, and to my parents, and to all of the BDP teachers for this utmost support and guidance and able to develop my goals and pursue my dreams. I really do appreciate all of the interactions, and all of these interactions have shaped me to who I am today. And for my mom and my dad, мамо, тате, много ви обичам. И цялата ти подкрепа през целия си ми живот и всичката с подкрепа от тези 2 години, от най-лошите моменти до най-добрите. Много ви обичам. Thank you.
Edgar Blinn IV.
I want to thank my teachers, Miss Erin, Miss Amanda, my parents, and everyone else who supported me. I couldn't have made it here without you all. Thank you all so much.
Jinu Che.
First of all, I want to say a thank you to everyone, teachers, staff members, and of course my family for coming here and supporting me throughout my high school journey. 그리고 우리 엄마 아빠 고등학교 입학할 때부터 지금까지 열심히 응원해 주셔서 고맙고 엄청 사랑합니다. And I want to thank my friends Anthony, Tommy, June, Jason for supporting me throughout my high school journey.
Daniel Croteau.
Firstly, I would like to say thank you to all my teachers, Mr. Ashraf, Mr. Green, Ms. Sophie, Mr. Fernando, Mr. Geisbers, and Mr. Weiger. They were all great teachers, and they all were super supportive and helpful. And I couldn't ask for a better group of teachers to guide me through my IB journey. Give me a second. I also wanted to say thank you to my parents for being good parents, caring for me, feeding me, and for the sacrifices they made to support not only mine, but also both my sisters' educations.
Selena Delonin.
Hello. I want to say thank you to all my teachers for dealing with my poor time management skills. Christina O, thank you for being someone I can rely on. And Christina Navarro, thank you so much for taking those late night coffee runs and living at the study cafe with me. And 엄마 너무 사랑하고 고맙고 pappa, tusen tack för allt du har gjort för mig. Jag älskar dig också.
Tommy Doherty.
First of all, thank you to all the teachers for helping me for the past 2 years. And 그리고 우리 형 모르는 거 있을 때마다 항상 도와줘서 고맙고 엄마 제가 속도 자주 썩였지만 그래도 항상 지지해 주셔서 감사합니다. And Dad, thank you for always being there for me and supporting me. 사랑해요, I love you. And thank you to my friends Gino, Jason, June, and Anthony.
Jason Hugh.
First of all, I want to say thank you to all my teachers. 그리고 엄마 아빠, 내가 나 같은 아들 있었으면 호적에서 파버렸을 텐데 안 그래서 너무 감사하고 want to say thank you to all my friends, Tommy, June, Ginu, Anthony, and of course Ryan, Kyung, Singu, Gonzi, Pedro, all of them, and special thanks for me to come. Thank you.
현석 David Kim.
I want to thank, first of all, I want to thank all my older teachers who helped me. And 엄마 아빠 그동안 학교 다니는 동안 나를 도와주고 계속 신경 써서 고마워요. 사랑해요.
Brandon Kim.
first of all, I want to thank all my teachers for supporting me in this journey, and I want to also grateful for all these memories I made with my friends. And 엄마, 아빠 이렇게 키워줘서 너무 고맙고 앞으로도 열심히 할게. 고마워.
Hyuk-jun Lee.
Firstly, I want to say thank you to all the teachers who worked really hard for me to complete my DP course. Without their help, I wouldn't made it to graduation. So thank you for all the teachers' effort. 그리고 엄마 아빠, 내가 이 학교 다닌 지 4년인데 이제 벌써 졸업이네. 항상 느꼈지만 엄마 아빠가 해준 모든 것에 감사하고 앞으로도 열심히 할게요. 그리고 영상으로 보고 계신 할머니 이모 나 응원해 주셔서 고마워요. 그리고 사랑해요. And also thank you to Jason, Tommy, Anthony, and Daniel and Ginu. You guys are really good friends.
Yuri Min.
First of all, I want to thank all the teachers and friends for supporting me through high school, and especially Kaya and Jane. Thank you. To my mom and dad, 今まで支えてきてくれてありがとう。いろんなことを自分に選ばせてくれたおかげで今の自分があると思います。And to my grandma, 항상 맛있는 밥 해주셔서 고맙습니다. And to all the coaches I met and teammates I met, I'm so thankful of everything, making my high school sports so memorable and fun. Thank you.
Kaya Maria Love.
Hello, I wanted to say thank you to all the teachers and staff that supported me throughout these 2 years. And especially thank you to Yuri, Jane, and Christina O for supporting me mentally. And to my parents, thank you so much for everything. Although I never directly asked you for help with any of my homework, knowing I had your support meant everything. Kitos, asante, sharanlak, 감사합니다.
Antonio Jose Navarro Lim.
Hi, I'd like to thank my teachers first of all. I learned much in the DP and a lot of that can be attributed to them. I'd especially like to thank Miss Sophie and Miss Olga, who both pushed me to reach my potential in each of their classes. I'd also like to thank the many other members of our community who have supported me, such as Miss Jo, Miss Fee, Miss Hibben, and Miss Love, who always pushed me to explore my interests outside of class and told me what schooling alone cannot teach. I'd also like to extend this message to many of my former teachers, some who may not be here today, but have taken as equal of a role in my education as my other teachers. I'm immensely proud to have studied under all of my teachers. And finally, I'd like to thank my family. First of all, to my sister, agradezco a mi hermana, la amiga más fiel del mundo. Siempre me ha apoyado, siempre me ha consolado y por eso siempre sentiré un gran orgullo de ser tu hermano. I'd also like to thank my father. Te quiero mucho. Gracias por todas las oportunidades que me ha dado. And to my mother, 저에게 베풀어 주신 어머니의 많은 희생에 진심으로 감사드립니다. 어쩌나 지치지 않고 저에게 기회를 주기 위해 헌선하셨습니다. 정말 감사드립니다. 그리고 오늘 와주신 가족분들께도 진심으로 감사드립니다. 정말 감사해요.
Maria Cristina Navarro Lin.
So first, I'd like to thank all the teachers. We all wouldn't be here without you guys. Same with all the girls. I wouldn't want to do the IB without you guys. And also, Yeonju, even though you didn't do the IB, I still really love you. Papa, gracias por todo y te quiero mucho. 그리고 엄마도 힘들 때도 많았지만 그래도 내 옆에 있어줘서 너무 감사하고 그리고 마지막으로 오늘 오신 가족분들도 멀리서 왔는데도 사랑해요. 감사합니다.
Christina O.
First of all, I want to say thank you so much to all my teachers, but especially Mr. Aaron for being so kind and funny, and also the occasional cat video, and Ms. Hibben for supporting me so much the last couple months. And I also want to say thank you to Julie, my sister. She's the best sister I could ever ask for and my role model for everything that I do. And also Ikaya for being like a big brother to me. And 엄마, 아빠 항상 응원해줘서 너무 감사하고 사랑해.
Junghyun Park.
Hello. First of all, I'd like to thank all my teachers here at ISB who have helped me and supported me throughout my journey here. And I would also like to say thank you to my friends for all the memories and making the DP journey so much more memorable. 그리고 우리 엄마, 아빠, 그리고 오빠 계속 응원해 주셔서 감사합니다. 사랑합니다.
Emma Pubernet Park.
First of all, thank you to all my teachers, especially the ones in the DP, for guiding me and dealing with me complaining all the time. Thank you to all my friends. And danke Mama, Papa und die ganze Familie und Oma, dass ihr seid die Grund, dass ich hier bin. Gracias, 사랑해요. And thank you to my brother for being my biggest hater and supporter. And I hope he's watching right now.
Yen Song.
Hello. Thank you to all my teachers, Ms. V, Mr. G, Mr. Green, Ms. Sue, Mr. Ashraf, Miss Mickey, Miss Sophie, Miss Divya, and all the other teachers who always gave me a huge smile. Also, I love you, my friends, Yuri and Kaya. 엄마, 아빠, 할아버지, 딸 그리고 손녀로 태어나서 너무 자랑스러워요. 그리고 언제나 고맙고 사랑합니다. 그리고 마지막으로 여기엔 없지만 하랑아 생일 축하해.
한결서.
I'd like to thank my teachers for supporting me throughout IB. And Dad, thank you for all the hugs over the years. And 엄마, 지금까지 키워주고 매일 밥 해주셔서 감사합니다. I also want to thank Arthur for being one of my best friends. You have an impeccable music taste. I also want to thank Sophia and Jay for sticking with me throughout COVID. Yeah.
Anthony Yan.
I would like to say thank you to my parents and all the teachers that helped me and supported me to reach this far. And 그리고 엄마 아빠 그동안 많이 도와주셔서 고맙습니다. 앞으로 더 열심히 하고 실망시키도록 하겠습니다. 사랑해요. And also thank you to Gino, Jason, Tommy, and June. Also congratulations to everyone today.
Thank you, Mr. Edwards. Thank you, Mr. McCloskey. And thank you, Mr. Geisbers. And congratulations to the graduates. Ready? Graduates, please stand. It is my honor to formally introduce the graduating class of 2025. To signify the recognition of earning your diploma, please move your tassels from the right side of your cap to the left side of your cap. Please join me in applauding the graduates. Graduates, please be seated. All right, the throwing of caps into the air after graduating is a cherished tradition in high schools all over the world. Our tradition here at ISB, in practice since 2011, is to gather under the bridge closest to our football pitch for our graduates to throw their caps into the air. It always makes for great photos, and this will continue today after the completion of the graduation ceremony. All right, congratulations, class of 2025. You have graduated from high school. It is done. Those are my customary words at graduation ceremonies. I also like to always take advantage at this time and perhaps impart some words of wisdom, or maybe just something to think about for our graduates. Happiness. It's what I wish for you. And I know many in this room wish the same. But what creates human happiness? According to a Harvard study, of all things, that ran for 75 years, they attempted to answer the question, and they recognized that certain things are not the answer. So not the answer, your job, your career, your bank account, once you pass minimum levels. Your achievements, how many friends you have, not the answer. Nor is it your DNA or genetics. So what did they find might be the main factor? They recognized the quality of your relationships. So certainly not social media, but the quality of your relationships. So people with deep, meaningful relationships with partners, with family, with friends, they're happier, they live longer, they have healthier bodies, and better minds. So cultivate those relationships, cultivate it with your family, perhaps with some of your classmates, with amazing people you'll meet along the way. Work at being a good person, work at being a good friend, work at being a good sibling, work being a good son or child or daughter, eventually a good partner, a good spouse, a good parent. All of that will make you happy. So with that, this formal event is concluding, and so I want to make sure I give the appropriate thank yous because such events require a lot of help and a lot of coordination and a lot of effort from many, many, many people. So I would like to recognize and thank all of today's graduation speakers, including Mr. McGlosky, Mr. Geisbers, Mr. Edwards for their role in the presentation of the class of 2025, Ms. Jessidas for her presentation of awards, Mr. Aaron Weiger for his speech to the class of 2025, the entire graduation committee, the maintenance team, Ms. Laura McLucky for her efforts with design and IT, the IT team of Mr. Plosky, Sai Song, and Yumi Kim for their help, Ms. Helene Wan and Hyunjun Kim for their efforts in organization and coordination and purchasing, Ms. Jinyi Han for her help in organizing graduation, as well as having the secondary school run smoothly throughout your years. The PTA, Ms. Eleanor Ibon and Amanda Ileperumarachi, sorry, Amanda, for their work and with decorations, and our grade 11 ushers. Nice job, guys. The media team, and of course, Ms. Olga Van Dorn, Ms. Erin Kan, and the orchestra back there. And then, of course, I would also like to thank all the people who supported the various celebrations and final events for our grade 12 students, including yesterday's Life After ISB program. There's been a lot of things with lots of people, so please join me in thanking everyone. So before we conclude the ceremony with the recessional, I just want to formally invite everybody to the reception. It'll take place immediately after the cap toss. We will still have the cap toss under the bridge. However, we've changed our common normal location of the reception due to somewhat inclement weather. So it is more on the elementary school side. So cap toss will be just outside to the right under the bridge, and then we'll go over to the left towards the elementary school where you'll find the reception. So also very important, each graduating family, please take one of the bouquets here at the bottom. And then there's some graduation gifts, alumni gifts to take as well on the right side here, including also the glass jar containing messages from many people in our community. So please make sure you gather all those items and take them home as a token for today's ceremony. So now, please all rise for the recessional. Congratulations, everybody. We'll meet outside for the cap toss. So right under the bridge, closest to the field. See you there.